Today's video we're going to talk about the left, right, and mid function. These can be incredibly handy when you have a column such as this right here that has multiple pieces of information in it, and it helps by extracting a certain piece of that information. For the example right here, we will be extracting both the zip code, so we use the right function to grab that out of there, and then the last name of the individual, and we'll use the mid function to extract that. It's an abbreviation of the last name, so we have the first three letters of the last name, and then we will also be extracting the first initial of the first name, and that's when the left function will come in handy. So we'll begin with that first initial. The first initial of the first name is on the left side of that word, and so we'll go ahead and use that left function right there. So it's equals left. The first thing it asks for is the text. So go ahead and click on that cell that your information is contained in, and then we'll be using a comma. And now it's asking for the number of characters. So in our case, we just need the first initial, so we just need one character. If it was asking for the first three letters of the first name, we would instead put a 3. But once again, with this the current circumstance, we only need 1. And there you have it, the J. And we can go ahead and drag that down, and it gets everybody's first name. This is a small list, but sometimes you will have a very large quantity of names or information you have to sift through, and this is really good practice for when if that ever does happen, and it's a lot more efficient process. Now we're looking at the zip code, and we need the full zip code, and that is on the right side of this piece of information right here. And so we're going to be using the right function to extract that. So there you have it, equals right. The first thing it asks for is the text. So we'll go ahead and do that entire cell. And now, after the comma, it's asking us the number of characters. All of these are 5-digit zip codes. So all we'll need to do is count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it will extract that amount. And there we have it, 30060. And if we drag down, it extracts all those zip codes for us. Now we need the last name. The last name is sandwiched in between the age and the zip code. So the function we're going to be needing is mid, the mid function, which is short for middle. The first thing it asks for is the text. And so again, we'll go ahead and highlight that box after your comma. It's going to ask for the number to start on. So essentially what it's asking is at what point, at what character does it need to start before it begins extracting whatever you need it to. So in our case, we have ages at the beginning, which are all 2 digits, and then we have a space before the last name begins. And so what we're counting here is the number of characters. And so that's going to include any numbers or symbols or letters or spaces. So for our case, we have the 3 and the 6, so it's 1 and 2, and then we also have that space. So 1, 2, 3. And then our last name starts on that 4th character. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So our start number, our start character is number 4. So now it knows to begin at the 4th character to start extracting. And now it's asking for the number of characters to extract. And all of our last names have been cut down to 3 letters and abbreviated. So we need those 3 letters to be extracted, and hit enter, and there we have it. So it extracted and we can go ahead and drop this down to cover everybody. And now that we have the information that we need, we can go ahead and combine it using the concatenate. And so it's asking for the text. What we'll do is the first initial, last name, and then the zip code. So we have our first initial, the last name, which is going to be G3. Oh. And then the zip code. There we go. So we have that all combined. We can drop that down, and we have all the information that we need. So again, once again, this is the left, right, and mid function. Very helpful in extracting information in a single cell. Well, I hope this helps. Have a nice day.